If you're a fan of local music, you know pretty well that London has a great underground rap scene. We've got a lot of talented artists in this city. We try to feature as many of them as we can here on the X. This year we've brought you a whole lot of great new talent, one of which is Kevin Haze. Now you've heard him on Hometown Sound, he's in our regular rotation, and I'm quite happy to have Kevin here in the studio with us today. So hey, thanks for coming out, man.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Alright, so first thing first, how long have you been rapping for?
I've been rapping since I was 13 years old.
13 years old, and what got you started?
You know what, just the love of music, you know what I mean? Music has always been a part of my life. Throughout the hard times, I've always had music there just to comfort me, you know?
Yeah, it tends to be there for everybody. I say it's one of those things that no matter where you go in the world, music tends to bring people together, right?
Yes.
And now, is there anybody in particular, like who would you say your top influences are?
I think that my top influence would be Drake. Drake is a Canadian artist. His career is a success, and it kind of influenced me to start making music. I think that as an artist, you know, when you sing and you rap, and especially when you're singing, I think some people might think that you're soft and whatnot, right? So for the longest while, I never used to sing. I would just always rap with my friends and have fun, but I was just afraid to sing because of what people would have thought, you know what I mean?
And would you say that's the same, like, because you're somewhat in the industry yourself now? Do people really hold that? Because to myself, you know, singing, that's music, right? That's how you get in. I don't know where it got that air to it, but yeah, to me, singing is music, right? So would you say that it's still frowned upon, kind of? Or?
Yeah, it is music, and I mean, like, R&B and rap is two different genres, right? But since I do both now, and because of Drake, you know what I mean, seeing his success and stuff like that, and him following his dream kind of motivated me to follow mine. And you know what, I'm good at both, you know what I mean? I feel comfortable with myself now to be singing, you know what I mean, and just making this beautiful music.
Well, and it's great to say, too, because honestly, when I hear your music, the first two artists that come to my head are Drake, which is obviously a good thing, and then The Weeknd. Would you say The Weeknd has been in there for you as well, or?
You know what, I've gotten a lot of comparisons, you know, but I still want to stand out as a different artist, you know, with my style, with my charisma, with my personality, you know. But I really have a lot of respect for those artists, but I kind of want to be my own and be Kevin Haze and be known for Kevin Haze.
Yeah, and I've noticed in your music too, you do tend to take a little bit more of a serious stance, and the songs are, they're actually about. It's not just your classic, oh, let's go out, let's get stoned, club, buy up all the bottles, sort of thing, right? Like you do have a much serious tone, and it's what's the word? Like you're a storyteller almost in a sense.
I mean, I like to tell stories. My mom used to read me a lot of bedtime stories, and I like to tell stories. Yes, I feel like music is a powerful tool and it can be used for good, and I just like to share with people my experiences. I like to put a lot of emotion into my music so that people can feel it. I think with the Kevin Haze music is they feel it. It just doesn't go through one ear and out the next. They feel it and they remember it, and that's the difference between my music.
Now, you've grown up in a fair different, a lot of places. You say you're from Toronto, and then you're also from London, and you've even spent some time out in the islands, St. Vincent, right?
Yes, correct. St. Vincent is my background. I grew up there for many years, and I grew up listening to gospel music, calypso, reggae. So for the longest while, that was all I knew. But then when I moved to Toronto, that's when I fell in love with rap and R&B and started to get into that genre of music.
But do you say that like these influences stay with you your whole life now? Because again, now that you mention these things, you can start to hear it slowly in the back, eh?
Yes, music has always been a part of my life. It's been a big influence in my family as well too. My family, we can all write music. We're all in tune with music like that.
Now, what have you been working on lately?
Lately, I've been working on a beautiful song for the city. It's called Win It All For You.
Okay.
And I'm actually going to be releasing it on 106.9 DX. This is a song that I've made representing the Memorial Cup, the London Knights, our beautiful city, and just, the positive vibration that I'm sending out to the world right now.
Yeah, and what inspired you to write this? I mean, obviously it's a big deal, having the Memorial Cup come here and whatnot, but there's a lot of local rappers who would probably choose to pass by that. Why did you feel that it was important to make a song for that?
I feel like it was important because there are, like you said, there are a lot of talented artists in the city, but I don't think that they have the opportunity to even be here on 106.9, to have an interview, to share their story, right? So I just wanted to kind of represent them, represent the city, and just really give back to the community, because that's what I've always wanted to do. This is the best way that I can give back to the community, is sharing my talent with the world, with representing our city, our country, and and just, you know, everyone's the same.
Well, you know what, man, and I gotta say, I've heard the track here, and you at home, you'll be able to hear the song. Actually, as of tomorrow, we'll have it in rotation, and it's just a beautiful song, so congratulations on that. Great job. I really think the city's going to enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Now, you are working on a new album, right?
I actually released my new album. It's called Lyrical Passion. I released it New Year's, actually, this year, and it's been creating a lot of buzz within the city. It's I've got a lot of positive feedback on it, and I'm just very excited to see how far it can go.
Yeah, and it was great because you were telling me a fun little story here earlier. 3 times you recorded this thing, eh? What was the purpose behind that?
Well, you know what? It's very hard to find producers that actually understand you as a person and as an artist, right? So literally, I recorded the album 3 times because I thought that it wasn't at the level of where it was in my head, right? It didn't sound like the way it sounded in my head, and I had to work with different people to get it to sound the way it sounds now. And even though it was kind of a frustrating kind of, you know, a series of events, it worked out the way it was supposed to.
So clearly, then having the right producer pretty important to you, then.
It's very important, and I'd like to thank Lucas Johnson for working on the album with me, and it's been a very positive time, you know what I mean? Just making music. I feel very happy that I was able to do this.
So where do you see yourself then coming up? Next year or two, let's say, we'll go another 5-year plan stuff. You know, what's in the future here for Kevin Haze?
Well, you know what? I think people can expect good music from Kevin Haze. They can expect, you know, a good smile, a positive image, and just a role model, you know, someone that the people can look up to, someone that the people can depend on, you know, and I just want to continue to make beautiful music for everyone to enjoy. And
you do it. And another thing I got to say, too, because I know that, you know, a lot of rappers, they get into the game and it's money right away, this and that. And they want to sell singles, they want to sell albums. You've always been very much about giving out your music, though, because like you say, you know, the music's important and you just want to get it out there. And you've actually said that, you know, at times you just hand out your albums for people to enjoy, you know. Like, why? Good for you, obviously, but a lot of rappers, R&B artists, they wouldn't do that.
You know what? I think when you're starting out, you're supposed to share your music. You know what I mean? I've actually had people come up to me and say, I actually want to, don't give it to me for free. I want to buy it. I want to support you. Your music is amazing, right? So, you know, I've had to sell some of the albums, but I've been giving them out to people just so that it can, you know, get around the city and my music can be heard.
That's really got to be the ultimate compliment, eh? When you hand somebody something for free and they go, no, actually, here's my money.
Yeah. I was just like, okay, well, thanks. You know, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, congrats again, man. We're really looking forward to debuting your song on air there tomorrow. We're looking forward to everything you push out in the future, and you can bet we'll be playing it here.
Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Thanks a lot, man.
Bye.